Happy Libra full moon, Aries. This is Kapualani, and I've got your girl and her moon full moon reading here for the month of April. Let's see what's up. Okay. What you need to hear from the universe. Okay, the world is yours. The world is yours, although you might be feeling like mine, 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 mine. And not in a selfish way, but just your eyes are on so many things right now, potentially, Aries, that it could feel a bit overwhelming. And you might be in that space of feeling like you do need to do everything and be everywhere, like, all at the same time, all at one time. And it's going to get there. You're going to get there, okay? This is a call to take a breather. This is a call to step back and look at the bigger picture before just diving in. There's a lot of variables to consider. There may even be a lot of people to consider in terms of where you're wanting to go from here, what you're wanting to manifest and co-create. I get the sense that, this is technically, I think it's going to come in during your season, right? But the point is, this Libra full moon, sorry about that. Take a beat, okay? Just like how Spirit's having me do right now. Sometimes they do that. Take a beat because the world is yours. I had to go back to that. I had to circle back to that. You can have it all. But it's kind of like going to a buffet, right? You see all of the delicious stuff in front of you, and they have everything from the savory to the sweets and the desserts. And sometimes we can't wait for dessert. We just put everything on the plate. But it's like there's time, and you can go back. So do a taste test. Figure out what really speaks to you right now, and so that being said, let's see what's being brought to your awareness. Yes, see, there are energies, people, places, experiences that are getting ready to meet up with you. Okay, you still have some things from the past lingering, some things that are still closing out, whether they are experiences, whether they are traumas, whether it's that shadow healing that you've been clearing and working on and all that kind of stuff. We can't run away from our past any more than we can dive head forward into our futures. We try, but all we're left with are the circumstances, right? The results, the consequences often. And so this is a calling, like I said, to take a step back, to look at the bigger picture, to accept and embrace what is being ready to be delivered to you, what's getting ready to come to you, directly to you. Okay, there's no rush. I know you can feel like all of the anticipation and the excitement and that desire to just go diving in head first, and like I said, but again, the message here is to take a step back and to assess. Past, present, future comes to mind when we see 3, and so it's again like with this, things coming full circle. Okay, you have nothing to fear here. Let's see what you might need to revisit though. Connecting to that higher self. Okay, tuning in and listening to your higher authority. And also, I gotta say this, for some reason I'm hearing like play by the book, because the Hierophant in this case is also a signal to conventionality. Like we think about the higher self and the connection to the higher self and all that higher wisdom and so forth, but it's about bringing that higher wisdom into a capacity of understanding in the mundane, on the human level, having the key to access knowledge and wisdom that not everyone has access, or excuse me, the ability or authority to access. They haven't done the work, and they are not you. So this is a key that you and you alone hold. Okay, there's nothing and no one that can take away from what's meant to be yours. What is meant to be yours is going to be yours no matter what. Nothing and no one can stop that from happening. Okay, so like for example, even when we talk about evil eye, psychic protection, yes, all of that is like wonderful and at times necessary. However, it is not a way of living. You know what I mean? You can't live in that space that things are always going to be out to take what's yours or get you, because that's not the case, right? So there's something that's turning around here. There are things again, because sometimes with Three of Wands, I think of watching your back or always sort of looking back over your shoulders, like not being able to sort of just accept that a bright future is heading your way. And I get it, if you've been through a lot of pain and trauma, it's only natural that you would feel that way. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Look at that, the Empress. And I mean, look at these very powerful major arcana cards, and even this minor arcana. It's still a very bright energy, even though it gives me the sense that we're leaving something behind. We're moving on from something to embrace something new. So we're kind of in that in between. 3 and 3 here are showing up. So with the Empress, advice is to embrace your own inner Empress, goddess, mastery. It doesn't matter. It's not about gender. The Empress here is a vehicle of unconditional love, compassion, acceptance, okay, forgiveness for that matter. And so be forgiving, like forgive and forget, let go and move on with your life is what I'm hearing. You have that right, you have that window, and this is that time, okay? So whatever fears, whatever sort of heartbreak, heartache, trauma, no matter how, I don't want to say, oh, how recent or how far behind, it's all about just seeing who you are here and now, and choosing to step into that power of abundance, that power of prosperity, of possibility, limitless possibility, potential, because the Empress is a master co-creator, a master creator. Okay, so that ability not only to provide for yourself, but the ability to provide for others. And we're being reminded with this crescent moon here that, of course, all things are in a state of flux at all times. And so even when we are in a space of, a period or a season of lack or less than, that's temporary. Even when we are in a season of abundance and prosperity, it's not about fear, but that ebbs and flows as well. Things come and they go. But as long as we remain stable, as we remain whole and contained in self-love, and self-care, self-respect, right? We know that we too have that ability to transform and to change as the seasons change, as life around us changes, okay? It's a really beautiful message. I hope that it resonates. Okay, let's see, last but not least, what sort of break, what sort of downtime your soul is calling in. 7 of Wands. So this is interesting. This is supposed to be a vacation card, but yet it's about 7 of Wands, which is all about really asserting yourself. So don't give up and don't get distracted. That's what you need to do. Stay focused, stay on track. Try not to do, like I said, everything all at once, okay? Because then you're going to burn yourself out, and that's just not necessary. Okay, and the other thing that I feel too is lower your guard, lower the defenses. There are people out there who are already willing and wanting to actually support you. So not everything is a competition. Not everything has to be about competition or competing. I know that at times you're like, yeah, that's how I feel, Kapualani, but that's not what I'm seeing. This is what I'm trying to tell you, babe. Okay, like I said, ships are coming in. You may be walking away from the wrong kind of people so that you can walk into the right kinds of people, because the right kinds of people got right kinds of things going on. Wrong kinds of people got wrong kinds of things going on. And it's not that they are wrong and the others are right, but it's about what's resonating, what's aligning, what is really in balance and in harmony with you and who you are and what aligns with you. Because everybody's got their people, and that's okay. And it doesn't make anybody a good guy or a bad guy. It's just the experience. And so that's what I feel here with the 7 of Wands in terms of just defusing. What kind of breaker downtime could you use? Diffusing the fact that, I don't care. There's going to be competition. It's not really my problem. We're all competing with ourselves. And so ultimately, Aries, I hope that you can, take that boost of energy with you, even though the boost is saying, hey, lean back. Check in with us, girlandhermoon.com, to, of course, schedule a personal private session of your own. I also encourage you, don't forget to check your rising and moon signs for some added insights in terms of what this full moon could bring for you. Okay, so take care. Happy Libra full moon Taurus. This is Kapualani, and I've got your girl and her moon, almost got it, your girl and her moon full moon reading for the month of April. Let's see, Taurus, what this full moon, this Libra full moon for this month has to reveal for you. I'm hearing a lot of change, a lot of growth before I can even go into the cards. But, you know, let's be fair with everyone going through a lot of change and a lot of growth, Spirit. Okay, let's see first up what you need to hear from the universe. Wow, okay, change, growth, things that I'm hearing epiphanies potentially. There may be, yes, certain forces catalyze that at first glance may appear disruptive. Okay, Taurus is what I'm getting. Just at first, they might appear disruptive, but give things a chance. Give things a chance, because there's more to be revealed. It's like the aftermath of the storm, the aftermath of that tower strike is, you know, I'm not trying to rush into the silver lining here, Taurus. There might be some painful realizations and breakthroughs that come to you. I get this more of a consciousness type shift. There, you know, are some things that I feel for all of us, we all take whatever time it takes for us individually to hit certain points of understanding, self-realization, that kind of thing. I'm getting that for you, Taurus. Like, this is just one of those times, okay? So take it easy on yourself. Let's see what this full moon will bring into your awareness. Oh, my goodness. The Tower Strength. So this full moon is really, you know, forgive me, because I feel like for you, Taurus, you're like, I already know that I'm a strong person. I mean, come on, I'm a Taurus. Like, how much stronger do I need to, like, be here? But there's something here that I feel is affecting your pride. It could be affecting... it's almost like an ego breakdown, an ego breakthrough of some sort. And so it's really showing you, no, you think you're strong, Taurus. You don't realize how strong you really are, or where that strength is really coming from. More than anything, okay, babe, like, trust and recognize people see you. People see your strength. I see your strength. You know, I definitely do. And if I can be one witness for you right here and now, then please let me be, you know, because I see it. I see you and I feel it. People don't understand how well you're able to self-contain and keep the truth inside, keep certain feelings and certain vibes or iterations and things inside. Yeah, everybody snaps. Everybody has their moments. No one's perfect. But when you snap, it's like, you really have a reason. You know, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right and that other people, when they snap, it's wrong. I'm not saying it at all. But I can see that for you, Taurus, it's like, no. I always have a legitimate reason. Like, if the horns are going to be coming out today, you asked for it. You know what I mean? It's like, you asked for it, okay? You asked for it. Let's see what you might need to revisit. Okay, keeping your cool, lightening things up, but also not taking any crap, you know. So there's a tone of, and I don't want to be too, forgive me for being repetitive on this, but strength and I'm almost getting foresight. You see things like that. It's like you don't understand, like, how can these people not be seeing what I'm seeing? Like, how can these people not get, like, where this is going? And in this case, it's like, you know what? Some things are best left unsaid. Some situations, it's best for you not to get yourself involved in, because then that happens, right? It's like, ugh. We've learned our lessons, okay? We've learned our lessons. So I'm hearing it big time, like, stay out of other people's business that literally they're not inviting you into, because if you've learned anything, you know, if you've learned anything, Taurus, it's the kind of trouble that it can get you into when you invite yourself into other people's problems. You know what I mean? And you may not have done it willingly or consciously, but you've gone through some stuff. So Spirit's saying there's no mistaking it here on out. There's no mistaking what's going to, you know, people, places, experiences, because it's not all blame on it and, you know, anybody, but it's about our own self-awareness that's coming into being. Okay, there's a different self-awareness that's coming into mind, and it's okay. I do feel something of like an ego blow, and not, ego is that part of us that makes decisions, having a balanced, healthy ego, or, ego that's a little bit out of control, that kind of thing. And I'm not saying you're one or the other. It's just about a measure of where we're at individually at any given point in time in life, right? Because we're not living in a vacuum. Well, I'm like, my mistake. Maybe we are living in something of a vacuum. But anyway, I digress. Let's get some advice for a smooth full moon, shall we? I mean, listen, I hope that like you're getting me here, Taurus. I think you are, right? Because it's like these are some like pretty heavy. I mean, look at these energies. These are predators. You know what I mean? And this is like, I mean, a blast of lightning. Pretty frightening. No, sorry. Gotta make fun out of it. You gotta make you gotta bring the joy, and you gotta bring that medicine of laughter to any sort of situation that may, at first glance be like, I do not know what is going on. I'm freaking out. It's like, oh, you know what? I'm freaking out. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. So advice for a smooth full moon. Yeah, okay. All laughter aside, don't be afraid to be real with your pain. Don't be afraid to be real with whatever stuckness you might be experiencing, whatever type of inner turmoil or struggle. It's interesting here that we've got this Three of Swords, because with the Three of Swords, right, it's when our hearts and our minds really contend, and when we feel blocked and we can't get on that page with our own selves, and there's something with the heart, that lion, energy, the pride, the Leo energy, where it's all the heart and loyalty and all this stuff. And then that mental, where it's like, sometimes we got to use that scalpel, and if there's something that's infected or toxic, sometimes you just have to cut it out. And now you're like, but I don't know, I'm not supposed to cut, I'm trying not to cut things out anymore. So this is where, again, advice for the full moon: go into the pain. Nobody's saying you need to bleed out all over the place and share with everybody in the world if you're not ready to, if that's just not what you're into. Okay, but don't avoid it anymore. Don't just like muscle through it and power through it, Taurus your way through it. It's okay to feel a little bit, because again, what did I say? It's temporary. Okay, it's all temporary. It's just a moment, a minor inconvenience of your time. To like really sit there and be like, what, this person, that person, this situation. And it's not about blame, but it's about what was also, and it's not about taking a blame, but it's just about acknowledging, so we can unweave without ripping and shredding everything in the process, because that's not what we're trying to do here, at least not anymore, right? And I think collectively we're kind of getting on that similar, not everybody, but enough of us are sharing those voices and hearts about getting on that same frequency of like, let's try to, I understand there are some chapters that when they're, just need to close them, and we don't need to revisit certain chapters again. However, we don't need to shred the book and burn it in the process. We want to remember to learn, we can forgive but not forget. There's nothing wrong with not forgetting. And you know what? In fact, there's nothing wrong with not forgiving, at least not right now. It's just your karma. You know what I mean? So you do what you gotta do, and you don't owe anybody anything, okay, babe? Okay. What type of downtime, what type of break is you so craving? You're ready for, actually, I'm hearing like where you've really been giving, you are ready to receive. You're ready. You're like, where are those people? Where, like, hand out, come on, palm up, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? You've had enough of giving and doing and putting yourself out there and getting nothing in return, and or where you've been maybe, when we've been in wounds and stuff, and you've been giving, and it's like, ooh, wait, adjustments are being made, balances, tithings is what I'm hearing are underway. And where you have regrets, where you have maybe done harm, where you maybe have been the quote unquote bad person, even though there are no good bad guys, right? This is that time to reach out and give back. So it might actually be a good time for you to not only be like ready for amends to come to you, but really look inside and see where you have amends to make, where you have, apologies, where you have forgiveness to ask for, perhaps, because that might be the healing balm that your heart needs. Okay, Taurus? So Take that with you with loads of unconditional love, of course. You know where to find us, girlonhermoon.com, to schedule a session of your very own. And I encourage you, don't forget, check out your moon and rising signs for some added insights. Okay, so take care. Have a good one. Gemini. This is Kapualani, and I'm here with your Libra full moon reading for the month of April. I hope this finds you doing well, Gemini. Let's see what the cards have to say, to share with you. Okay. I'm hearing hold on tight. It's going to be all right. Hold on tight. It's going to be all right. It's a message that I'm getting. Yeah, okay. First up, let's get your message from the universe. Yeah, okay. You've got the key. The key is in your hand. You might still be getting, like, I'm hearing a trickling of information, a trickling of insight. I feel like you have your eye on something, someone, some type of situation or goal that you feel like you're ready. Like, I don't feel a rush in this at all, Gemini, but I do feel a desire and a willingness to move forward and onward. I feel like you're ready to take life into your own hands, or it's ready to, rather than be in the mystery and be like wondering about the mystery, you're ready to take some actionable steps into that mystery, to like say, you know what, I'm tired of like asking others for the answers. I'm tired of asking others for advice. I've got enough insight, wisdom, and know-how of my own. I trust myself. I have confidence in myself. I got to start listening to my own voice. I got to start listening to my own being, my own spirit. Okay. And you're ready for it. You're ready to go there. You're ready to proceed to the next steps. Okay. Let's see what will be brought into your awareness this full moon cycle. Okay. Looking at things from a different perspective. Yeah. You're still kind of like, what I'm hearing, in the dark, doing your due diligence. And when I say in the dark, I don't mean clueless at all. I mean that you're in the shadow realms doing the dirty work. You're in the work. You are being called to surrender. Spirit is kind of like forcing you to listen to yourself. Spirit is like telling you, how many times are you going to avoid that voice that's in your head? How many times are you going to silence yourself? Okay. And so that's why it's saying, listen to yourself. Stop trying to listen to other things. You need to get quiet and listen to yourself. Okay. Stop silencing the voice in your mind by going to all these other external, like not even people, but looking for external answers. Go within. Okay, this is going to be the perfect time to go within, and I feel like you naturally are being called there. You're naturally, again, you're being called to not just be wandering in the dark, but to realize, you know what, I don't need to be afraid of it. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's just about understanding, like, what are my intentions and what am I wanting from this dark experience, you know. And it's not, again, dark as in negative or shadow or toxic. I mean, that could be part of it, but just feeling lost in the dark. Hello, you've got eyes to see through that darkness as well. Okay, so that's also what's coming into being, what's coming into light, is you starting to acknowledge your own mastery in these realms, not just like being in it and like going, okay, this is how it looks, and okay, well, I feel this way, but then let's move on. Be with where you are. Okay, what might you need to revisit? What might you need to revisit? Wow. Okay, so we're like really in these yin yang, balancing out, harmonizing, you getting to the base, the core of who you are, your truth, hearing your voice, again, that feminine of receptivity, okay, of knowing that you ultimately are the captain of your own ship. Okay, there's something air and flight. Okay, Spirit's gonna have me open up to your advice because there's something else going on here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, stop taking shots in the dark, Gemini. It's okay to follow your heart. It's okay to say, you know what, I might feel delusional. I might feel like I don't know what I want. That's where it's saying you have to listen to your heart. Okay, stop putting everything out there onto others, or just saying, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. Meanwhile, the answer is staring you right in the face. It's staring you right in the face, and even a lightning bolt. is saying you have the key within you. The desire is what's in your heart. And it could be, what if there's pain in your heart? You know what I mean? The desire could be to heal that pain and not run away from it. And it's interesting how there's the colors and the tones coming through here. There's a force of life and light that I'm feeling present to, that's getting ready to really activate some things for you, Gemini. Okay, it's really interesting. This is all such an airy sort of influence, even with these chalices up in the air. Go into your dreams, your imagination, but clarify and ground yourself. And I'm hearing this word sober, you know, and I don't necessarily mean if you've got a substance or an addiction, but sober in terms of head in the clouds, feet on the ground. Okay, because look, they're all in the air, somehow suspended in the air. So that gives me that feeling like, don't keep those desires of yours, like your heart's true desires, don't keep that in the air just because you mentally can hold a space of tolerance. You know what I mean? Just because mentally you can sort of like, oh, okay, well, I can just look over that, or I can just dismiss this, or I can, you know, if there's abuse happening, or if there's somewhere that you're ignoring your own self, where you're not taking care of your own needs, where you're not acknowledging your own wants and your own desires. But it's not just about chasing a dream, right? Again, I said it. Head in the clouds, feet on the ground. We've got to take tangible, actionable steps. And the only way that we can make it last and make it real is that we are consistent and we are present to the here and now and what that most aligned, actionable step is. Okay? So, turn the page. Let's see what type of vacation, what type of downtime your soul's craving. Yeah. Okay, so you've got some lower chakra body activations that are like circulation and energy that's trying to come through and bring the lower chakra experience and the higher chakra experience into alignment. And so it's okay. Listen to your heart. There is nothing that the thoughts can solve for you that the heart doesn't already know. Okay, your heart already knows what it's supposed to do, where it's supposed to be. You may not be in a position, like you might have to do a little bit more work, a little bit, take a little bit more step. There's still some things that are in development right now before you can really advance and pounce on those next steps, but you have to get through it. Okay, sometimes the only way through it is just simply through it. So don't be afraid. Okay, Gemini, like right now, you know, I don't know how you're feeling. You may be feeling a little bit beat up or whatnot. But all things considered, you're in a really good space for transformation to happen. And look, you're still going to be able, and I mean, the dog bark in the background, a little bit of a validation. I feel that sacral chakra energy where you can really start to balance and be in a space of joy, not just fighting between the will to survive, you know, because it's like red and gold here. And where it's like, where's the sacral, and then we've got like this throat, you know, energy with the blue. And so there's a lot of balance that's taking place, I feel, within the hemispheres of your brain and your body, your left and right side, your twin flame energies, your sacred union energies from the inside out. And this is more of the spirit process that's happening right now as you start to catalyze and transform into your next experience, you know, into what's happening next in these cycles. So stay in touch with us. Book a session of your own, girlandhermoon.com. Check out your moon and rising signs as well for some added insight and guidance in terms of what this full moon might be catalyzing for you. And till next time, take care. Happy Libra full moon Cancer. This is Kapualani. I'm here with your girl and her moon. Full moon reading for the month of April. Okay. See your messages, Cancer. Oh, we got one falling out already. 3 of Cups, what you need to hear from the universe, but that did come out in a somewhat reversed position. So, keep gossip to yourself. no matter what, even if it's gossip about your own life right now. I feel this need to sort of self-protect in terms of the heart and saying too much. It's almost like foot in mouth. I don't know, what might bring that about, but I just get the feeling that it's like keep certain secrets and things to yourself right now, and even if it's not like about others and it's just about your own kind of experiences. Maybe it's that you just need a really good friend to talk to, but I feel like it's saying watch the company that you keep. And I'm sorry, I'm not the type I'm not the type that likes to do like spill tea in that kind of way and be like, "Oh, you better be careful," blah blah. I mean, it's gonna happen, it's gonna come out, but for me, I like to just dumb down the fear. I'm like, you know what? Like, this is just what it is. Just be mindful because you might be a little bit loose-lipped right now and wishing that you maybe hadn't said something later. I think that's more to the point of what we're getting at here. Okay, Cancer. So, and that's what's funny is like with Cancers, I know you guys really zoop know how to just zoop say nothing, but in this case, maybe it's because depending on the circumstances that you're in, like if you might be a little bit intoxicated or maybe just on a little bit of an emotional, spiritual high or whatever the case may be, you might be just in a good mood or just a little bit more in the bubbly space energetically and in your personality. So that's where Spirit's saying just slow down a little bit in terms of, or even where there might be some over enjoyment, pull back and mind your intake. Okay, just pull back and slow down a little bit. Okay, what will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? That being said, okay, so this is going to be a time to really honor your, I know this is Pentacles, but I'm getting like where you have suffered losses and or where you might be feeling or where you may have felt at a low point. It's going to show you that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel a little bit conflicted for you, Cancer, or with you. There's a lot I feel that could be or could have been going on inside of you. And it's like, it's not that you aren't safe to go to like a trusted friend or confidant to, just have a breakdown or just vent or get advice or whatever the case may be. But again, I feel like, again, they're saying it's like minding the company that you keep. Like maybe it's like you're having to walk away because certain situations did drain you. So you're kind of having to like self-care and like, just kind of head toward the light. I just keep hearing it, head toward the light, Cancer. Okay, there's no need to hide in your shell. There's no need to hide in your shell. Okay, thank you, Spirit. You may have had a situation, where it's like maybe you thought you could share or you thought you could trust or whatnot. And maybe that's where, again, it's feeling like, gosh, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. And maybe I can't really be trusting of that person, that situation, be trusting of myself. And so it's going to be a moment to sort of recalibrate. I also get another sort of timeline of info here. So anywhere that it's like you may be wanting to enjoy yourself, just realize, be down to earth about what you are enjoying and watch your money and watch your spending. Okay, because that's part of what it could be. Like, let's just say you go out with friends and maybe you just aren't thinking, you're just swiping and swiping, you're like, oh god, maybe I shouldn't have spent that much. There's something about just minding your fun time so that you don't have regrets. Okay, we don't have to make it too much of a big drama, but it's just about just be mindful of not having too much fun and forgetting yourself. Okay, so what will you perhaps need to revisit? Down to earth. Okay, so you can still have fun. You can still shine brightly. You are still the star, okay, of your own show. Even if you might not be feeling like it, be the star of your own show. Make it all about you. I just get the sense that there might be, I don't know why, Cancer, but I just keep getting there might be just some like just negative talk or just some gossipy stuff around or just energies, vibes. It might not even be gossip. It could just be vibes that you're picking up around certain people and situations where like, I just don't want to deal. I don't like it. And so, you know what? Don't let that affect your mood. Don't that, like I said, the light, follow the light. You are that light. Okay, you don't need to have anyone replacing the light that you see in the mirror. Only you can do that. Okay, you can be that light looking back at you when you look in the mirror. Okay, nothing and no one comes before you. Maybe your higher power and your parents. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean to say. So we got to keep things grounded, but also keep things real, which is what you are, the star of your own show. So don't ever forget that. Okay, don't ever forget that. Advice for a smooth full moon: patience. Have patience with yourself. Go back over your work. There's something to be looked at. Okay. You're not missing anything, but it's about, this is a time to repair, to mend things. Even if, and the mending always starts from the inside out. Okay, don't forget that. And okay, see that light at the end of the tunnel. You're almost there. I know it's been a long, hard journey, for so many, of course. And if you resonate with that, oh gosh, it's been a long, hard journey. You know what I mean? Trust that you already know within you by looking at, and then I just got that little interruption in the background to me as validation, that you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes to make that life that you are, excuse me, the life that you want. Okay, you've got what it takes to make that happen. So don't give up. It's like, pace yourself, don't rush. And rather than focusing on the benefits, rather than focusing on the gains, it's not about focusing on the losses, but it's about looking at your force field, looking at your foundation of where you are placing the riches. And so whether that there's that hole is signifying, just, how maybe you overlooked certain behaviors and you didn't notice certain things, like, oh, okay, now I notice, I got to tighten that up. And sometimes it's like with your social circle, with like, okay, I got to make my social circle, not that it has to not go smaller and smaller and smaller, but just being wiser about where you are placing your investments. Okay. What type of vacation, what type of downtime is your soul craving? Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, a moment to sort of just look back, assess, self assess, to allow for divine time in order to show you the way. Okay? Realize that you are the journey. I see this rainbow energy and the star here, and then the rainbow and the ribbons just sort of expanding around that. You've had a journey, you have had like a lot of life experiences. So look back on that. You were not just born yesterday, and I don't care how old you are watching this, no matter what age you're at. Okay, you come in with soul wisdom. You already saw things and saw through situations and people and whatnot before you got involved. Okay. And so now it's like, well, you did get involved because that's your rainbow energy there. What have you learned? What is the value? What is it teaching you? Okay, Cancer. And so don't hesitate. Check out your moon and rising signs for some added insight and guidance. Visit with us, girlandhermoon.com, for any other support that you may need. In the meantime, thanks so much for being here. Hey Leo, what is up? This is Kapualani. I've got your girl and her moon, Libra full moon reading here for the month of April. So Leo, hope this finds you well. Let's see what's coming through for you. Okay, your message from the universe for this full moon, Leo. 10 of Pentacles, nice. I'm hearing past, present, future. All aspects of yourself are coming to center. This is an opportunity for you to not only feel really good about how far you've come, but to really take into account the value of the life that you have lived thus far and the life that you have yet to embrace. Okay, you're gonna notice, like, I don't know why, but I just feel a lot of doorways, opportunities to future wealth, future abundance, connect through connections, but also through your hard-earned efforts, your own hard-earned work, the things that you have built, okay, over time. I feel things coming almost full circle. With this 10 of Pentacles, it's really an opportunity that I'm seeing for you to think about what you want for your future. You're in a really strong position. You are supported, you are admired, you are acknowledged for your like life earned wisdom. And I just feel like the surroundings, I just see this as surroundings, people that you can trust, okay, people that have your back and that feel like they don't just feel like family, but they've been showing up that way. Okay, and they've really been showing to you what you are worth, and what you have invested in them. You know, it's not gone unnoticed. So that's some big stuff, Leo. Okay, let's see what this will be bringing to your awareness. Power's in your hands. Wow. Okay. So Ace of Swords. Wherever there have been, where there's been conflict, where there have has been trouble, inconsistency, where you've been confused, this is a moment of clarity. This is going to be a time again for you to feel really in control again, where things may have not felt in control. Things are coming into a space of alignment, and it's not just in your mind or in your heart, but it's literally showing up around you. Okay, so again, this full moon, what's bringing to your awareness is actually, I'm hearing your own truth coming into being. The things that you have held true to, the faith that you have had in yourself, and the things that you have, or the people in your life, and the work that you've done, even where you're like, well, I don't know. This is a moment for answers. You know, you're going to get a lot of insights, and again, answers to long held, not questions, but just where things may not have been clear, where cycles were not yet fully complete. You know, there's things that you can really draw conclusions on once and for all. You can really tie up not just chapters, but books and volumes, and move forward. You know, it feels so good for you. So let's see what you might need to revisit. Okay. Okay. So it might be a little bit hard for the past to really be in the past. And that's not a bad thing, okay? And I'm not saying it's a good thing either. But it's just about, I almost feel like Spirit's wanting to remind you, don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to walking away. Like, be sure that when you're walking away from something, you're really walking away. And I don't know why I'm putting it in that context or whatnot, but it's almost like if you don't put certain things to rest properly, it will only come back again. Okay. Whew, sorry, that's a little bit freaky in the way they're kind of doing that with us. But I mean, that's just a feeling, you know. There may be certain wounds that still need time to heal. Okay, babe? There may be certain things that you can't quite shut fully yet. That's okay. Some things need time to air out. Okay, before we can just seal it off and be done with it. Because some things, it's not meant to be done. Okay, there's some endings that are getting ready for us to potentially have new beginnings, and it doesn't have to be a repeat. And I don't want this to be a scary thing at all, because you've got the power, you've got the insight, you've got support. You are not the same. Your circumstances, the people around you, that sort of thing. Okay, even if they are the same people, they've changed as well. And so there's something here again with what you might need to revisit. Make sure that what you're done with, even if you feel like you're just so done with it, be prepared for it to come up again. Let's see though what that means. Get some advice for a smooth full moon. Okay. So it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. There may be some projects, there may be some things that you thought you tied up, and it doesn't have to necessarily be bad things. But let's just say, for example, the bad part about it is it was sad. You know, maybe you didn't want it to end, but maybe it wasn't your choice, and maybe other circumstances or people or situations just ended it for you. Right? And so, like I said, things cycle back if they're not fully complete, especially when they're not complete. And even if we think they are, right? This is an opportunity to, it's not about diving back in or revisiting or rehashing old stuff, but it's about reevaluating, getting ourselves aligned and organized and saying, you know what, I'm smarter this time around, and I'm not going to leave those weeds in the garden. I'm going to make sure that it's really clear, because the last time that I took it for granted, it just took the whole garden over and it set me back, you know? So there's something here about organizing and going back and making sure that certain doors, that if you want those doors to be closed and to stay closed, Leo, you have to do the work to really clear it out. Okay, I don't know why, but I'm hearing it's like, go back, don't leave things undone. There's something that needs to be revisited, because it's only going to call your attention to come back anyway. So even if it's like taking something in for repair, you know, or if it's like old stuff that you've been hanging on to that you just don't want to let go of, it's just like, but it's just been sitting around, you either do something with it or don't, like that, like, or just like let it go, like bring life back to it or put it to rest. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting here, the message that I'm getting. So what type of break, what type of vacation is your soul craving? Yes. Okay, so surrendering. Okay. There's decisions that have already been made, and now it's just about allowing for the transformations to take place. You may be, transformation may already be underway for you. You may already be desiring it, working toward it, or holding space for transformation in your life. But in this case, now Spirit's like, okay, what's been set into motion, what's been said and done is already said and done. You're not who you used to be, and who you are isn't even who you're swiftly, rapidly on your way to becoming. And so I feel like that's where it's saying, take this time to reevaluate, take this time to go back, you know, over the seeds that you've planted, and even recognize and realize there might be seeds you planted that you've forgotten about. Okay, and that's, again, that might not even be a bad thing. It might just even be a positive thing, where it's like, let's just say you exchange information with somebody on a one-off, and then it's just like, oh wow, like you're doing what now and I'm doing what now, cool, we could collaborate. I mean, it could be something like that as well. Okay, but it's about not forcing things into fruition, but following the flow, listening to your instincts, your gut. Okay, and allowing for the next steps to reveal themselves. Just breathe right now. Breathe, contemplate. Okay, trust and know the power is in your hands, so there's no rush to have to jump to any kind of finish line or go back to do something over again. It's about reflecting, so that when that door opens, when that time, you know, emerges, or the time comes for you to emerge from that chrysalis state, okay, you can trust and know that you can hit the ground running. Okay, so visit, or rather check out your moon and rising signs for some extra guidance, added insights, and stay in touch with us. Go to girlundermoon.com to schedule a session of your very own. Okay, so take care. Have a blessed full moon. Hey Virgo, I hope this finds you doing well. This is Kapualani, and I'm here with your Girl and Her Moon Libra full moon reading for the month of April. Let's see, Virgo, what's coming up. Okay. Your message from the universe for this Libra full moon, Virgo. Okay, Eight of Cups. I don't know why, but I'm hearing it's time to make better choices for yourself and stop dwelling on things that are just not serving you. And I feel like you're ready for that. I feel like you maybe could use that confirmation, because I know you, Virgo, you will definitely like sit and sift through the sand for hours and hours and hours, you know, just to like get what you want type thing. And I can really admire that. And there's times where it starts to become sort of counterintuitive, and it's kind of starting to work antithetically. You know, it's not working to your benefit anymore. And so it's a time to really, it's not just about accepting what is, but believing that you don't deserve and you don't need to sit in it anymore. Like, you, just because you went through hard times and just because other people didn't show up for you in the way that you wish they would have shown up for you, it doesn't mean that you deserve to just sit there and be in it and wait for the rain to like wash the problems away. You know what I mean? It's kind of saying the well hath runneth dry. This is time for you to explore new beginnings, to move forward and to also take the time to recognize, where if there's something that maybe adversely affected you. I don't want to be so simplistic and be like, well, that's just a reminder of what not to do and how not to be, but that's just what's coming through right now for whatever reason. It's kind of like, if and where you've especially taken accountability and responsibility for your own stuff, like beyond that, that's all you can do, And a lot of the times, the way that I reflect upon this particular eight of chalices, eight of cups, is that after a while it's like no sense walking over, sifting through broken glass. All we can do is clean it up, clean it up consciously and deal with it and move on. So what will this full moon bring to your awareness? Okay, time to pause, a time to reflect. Take things slow, don't be too hard on yourself. And I almost want to say, don't hesitate to reach out and like ask for help, ask for assistance, even if you don't know what you're asking for or what you might need. Okay. I feel like, I don't know why, but I just feel inclined to say you deserve to live the life that you want, the life that you have been wanting, the life that you're dreaming of, so to speak. Not to sound cheesy or whatnot, but that's truly just the message that I'm getting here. Okay. Let me tune in here. Okay. This is going to give you time also to look back and see where maybe there's choices that you made. And it's not about, again, being hard on anything or anyone or blaming anything or anyone, but really looking at your part in all of it, looking at your part in how you co-created your own reality. And it's not about a blame, but it's about a way to empower yourself. Like if you can see what your participation was in something, and if you can own it, it's not about, oh, you should be so proud of yourself, but like logically speaking, you can make different choices. It helps you to make different choices. That's all. And it's not about nobody's better than the other, but you also are in a space of realizing, you know what, I may have been victimized by a situation, or I may feel victimized by a situation, but I don't have to remain in that energy. I don't have to be that, like, you know what I mean? I don't have to live in that energy. You can do something about it, in other words. Okay, so let's see what you'll need to revisit. Okay, putting in effort. So I feel for you, Virgo. This, it is Libra full moon. So I feel like there might be some things that kicked up because think about the wind, and the wind, the Libra, back and forth, the balancing of the air in this case. And so I get that anywhere for you, because with this energy of the wand representing fire, it's just, I feel exhaustion. I feel like things taking more effort. I feel like it's feeling winded. Okay. So with this Five of Wands, it's, I feel for you so much, because I'm getting the sense that spirit, it's, I don't know if you're beating yourself up or if you're feeling that way, which I can really respect and honor. It's saying to just be mindful of your surroundings and the people, the company that you've kept, like recently, especially, is what I'm hearing. And maybe even realizing where, there may have been people in the past that maybe were trying to help you, and that it didn't seem like that. Like maybe, at the time it just wasn't getting through. But there's something, again, about look back at, the places where you've been had feeling regret or feeling hopeless, feeling lost, feeling stuck, feeling burdened. It's like, look back at the steps that you've taken, look back at your own actions, look back at what you created. And it's not a blame, again, it's so that you can empower yourself, because maybe it was that you didn't see the signs and oh, that was such a big red flag and I can't believe you didn't see that. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, how was I supposed to know? Like, if you weren't programmed that way, if you weren't raised that way, if you didn't live that way, how would you just know what to look for? Like how other people would just be able to clearly identify and know what to look for. You know what I mean? There's no blame here, but it's about saying, wow, I didn't see the signs before. I didn't know this. I didn't know that taking this action or taking this situation would lead me down this path. I didn't know that I was susceptible to this, that, or the other thing. I didn't know that I might be vulnerable to this, that, or the other thing. And now that I've gone through and I see this, like how I got there, whoa, now I can see a little bit differently. And it's not always the easiest thing. So it might take a bit, because there's no bad, there's no good, there's no blame. It's what is. And it's not about the powerlessness of it, but it's so that we can observe, adjust, and then take action, accordingly. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Yeah. The answers are right under your nose. So it's okay. Don't make things harder on yourself than they need to be. Get out of your head and into your heart. The decisions that are in front of you are not going to, it's like logic will not give you the answer here. Okay, this is a situation where it's just about what you feel. Like, what do you feel right now? Not what you think, but what you feel. And just go with it. Like, for example, if you're thirsty, all of these chalices have water in it. It's the same exact water from the same exact source. And yet, that rat that is like, I don't really know which one, and you're just kind of hoarding all of them. Well, eventually you're going to have to drink one of them. You know what I mean? Or just die of dehydration. So that's what it's saying. Don't worry. Number one, once you drink that glass, don't worry. We can get more water. And aside from that, you got 3 other glasses of water. So just choose one. Okay, just choose one. Don't make it harder on yourself than it needs to be. Don't make situations harder on yourself than they need to be. Simplify. Okay, maybe this is a situation where you feel torn about making certain decisions or having to walk away and abandon certain situations that maybe you didn't want to walk away from, maybe you didn't want to abandon. You're feeling a little bit conflicted about it. Okay, but in this case, if there's either something that you can really do about it or there isn't. And if there is, you either decide to make something happen, and if there isn't, then you keep moving forward, and maybe you allow for the universe to kind of reveal the way, to show the way. Okay, but something's telling me that you're kind of stuck in a situation, or at least you have been, and now it's like it has been within your power to walk away from, or it has been within your power to do something about. I'm not saying that it's been easy for you to decide or easy for you to do something about it at all, but that's the situation that we're seeing. Okay, so what type of vacation, what type of downtime or break is your soul craving? Yeah, I'm hearing courage, self-healing, self-connection. Okay, the Mother of Wands has that ability to weave magic at will, like in her own time. The acknowledgement here, though, is to conserve and preserve your energy, your life force energies. Okay, this is a time to, I almost want to say, like how I see the snake coiling around the eggs, it's protecting your creative vision. Slow down, take a breather. This is a time of incubation, so things might feel a little bit tense, but this is a time to, it's not just rest, but recharge. Recharge and replenish. Your options may not be the great grand options that you wish that they would be, but you're not in any sort of position to move away from what you're doing in the first place. So take what you can get is what I'm hearing. And I don't mean that as a punishment. It's about spirit saying don't deprive yourself. Like if you need water, take a drink of water. Like don't deprive yourself or suffer yourself just for some spiritual reason or whatever, because you want to punish yourself at all. Don't do that. Like you're already like in a position of having to sort of hold steady and keep certain realities in place as it is. At some point this mama snake is going to need some water. And so it's whether it's waiting for that water to come to her or that right opportunity or whatnot, because I know right now, again, it's time for you to conserve and preserve your energies, okay? So check out your moon and rising signs. Get some added guidance around this full moon. Visit with us, girlandhermoon.com, to schedule a private session of your very own. So take care and have a blessed full moon. Till next time. Hi Libra, this is Kapualani. I'm here with your girl on our moon, Libra full moon reading for the month of April. So, got a Libra full moon. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, message from the universe for this full moon, Libra. Ooh, sneaky little devil. I don't know why, but I feel inclined to say, are you playing games or something? And I don't mean that in any kind of a cruel sort of way. I feel like there may be some things that you are overdoing, overthinking, overextending, over contemplating. Pull back on the reins, slow down. There may be some things where it's like you're being your own worst enemy, is what I'm present to right now for you, Libra. So again, I'm hearing it. Slow down, take a take a breather, take a beat, take a break. Don't push that acceleration. So it's almost like when you're upgrading, or when you're trying to upgrade, or when you're trying to do better or be better, less grit sometimes. With refinement, you want less grit. Like when I'm thinking of sandpaper, you're getting to a point of fine tuning, so you don't have to be so aggressive in your approach, is what I'm getting. You can turn the tides and stay away from those tempting situations that you just, that part of you that just can be so mischievous, and like the cat that just, tips the glass over, like, whoops, tip that over, just push it over the side just to see what happens. Don't do that to yourself anymore, because you're only doing it to yourself, Libra. Okay, so what will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Yes, make yourself okay. You are the star of your own show. I see this sometimes when I say this sometimes, and I do feel that and see that sometimes when I get the star card. So stop being your own worst enemy. Okay? I don't know where you think you need to keep trying harder or doing more or being better, but again, stop being your own worst enemy. Stop being your own worst enemy. This full moon will give you the space to see your own sparkle. Like I'm hearing, at long last, like you're going to be able to really see yourself shine. You're going to be able to feel like you are in a better space to be recognized for your efforts, for your worth, for who you are. You don't have to be proving yourself anymore. Okay? And it's like, not that you ever needed to really do that in the first place, but don't we do that to ourselves? We need to prove it to ourselves. And so this is where, I don't know if I'd said this earlier, but those tides are turning. Things are shifting. Okay, things are shifting. And so it's like, get out of your head. Stop pushing. Stop making things harder than they need to be. Start following that bright, shining light. And that's your own hopes and dreams. Stop getting mixed up in the competition. Stop trying to defend and protect anything. There's nothing to defend and protect. There's just you on the rise. Okay, so let go, surrender. We got two major arcana cards here. So this is telling me this is definitely a circumstance that is calling for you to expand, to step into your mastery. It's calling for you to give that faith over to the universe, if nothing else, and no one else but yourself, right? To the universe and to your higher power. So let's see what's coming up for revisitation. Okay. So, just because we're telling you to slow down and take a beat and all that sort of thing, it doesn't mean to stop, obviously. So there are some areas that I feel there's a part of you, and I ain't judging anybody, okay, here, baby. But I feel like you may have a few, gosh, I'm trying to find the right word, but it's like something might still be gnawing away at you. Someone might still be sort of like a thorn in your side. And I feel like maybe that's where it's like, it's just addressing the real pain point. Like, what is the real problem? What's the real issue? It's nothing and no one around you, but it's something that's within, And sometimes it's okay. You know what I mean? We get distracted. other people take center stage in our lives, whether it's that, you know, we admire them, whether we fall in love with them, whether we don't like, whatever the case may be, a friend of me, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just about recognizing how sometimes it's us that's cutting our own selves, you know, by gripping on a little bit too hard or too tightly to things, like our own opinions, like our own thoughts, because this is air, and this is what this owl has, you know, got their thoughts, their direction, their wisdom in mind. But the wisdom maybe needs a little bit of, what did I say earlier? Refining. Okay? Refine the things that you say. Just because you may be very confident and accurate in what you feel or what you're thinking and what you want to say, it's not what you say, but how you say it, when you say it, where you say it. There's a time and a place for everything. Okay, just like there's a time and a place for you to shine. So let yourself shine, let yourself rise above. Okay, let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Daughter of Wands, there's that thorn in the side again. So rather than you hurting yourself, trying to be so armed, you know, with something to say, let go. Go play. Okay? Don't be a thorn in your own side, and you don't need to be a thorn in anyone's side. I mean, come on now. However much fun it might be to sort of chat people or watch them jump, you know, especially when they've given you a hard time. I get it, but we don't need to be vengeful in this case, okay? Have fun, play, go out, stop, smell the roses, allow for the new chapters, the new creative flow, the new creative insights, synchronicities, ideas, visions, the new energies, new flames of life to titillate your senses, to call you out into a space of play and not competition. Because again, inevitably, what we compete with ourselves. Understand that that spark of joy, that spark of life, that spark of creativity, it's within you. Okay, it's totally within you. So play and follow the signs, follow the messages and the insights. Allow again for your senses to guide you in this case. Okay, and remember, you take center stage in your own life, in your own reality, in your own story. Don't you forget it. Okay, don't you forget it. Others don't need you to be the center of their life, their story, their reality. They need to be the center of their own, just like you need to be the center of yours. Boom. Yeah? All right. What sort of downtime is your soul craving? Let go, let go, let go. Just admire. Okay? There may be a lot of things that are really like oohing and awing, you know, for you in your mind when you look out there. This isn't a time to have to rush into anything and try and like gather all the sparkling lights. Oh, but I just had that vision of my rainbow and this one fits in perfect. No. Understand that you are at some new beginnings are opening up for you. New ways of perceiving, new ways of giving and receiving. Okay? Of being. And so lessons learned. Before you go charging forth with an opinion, what? Be certain as to what that opinion is even about. Okay? Take that time. Understand where you are at. Understand where you are at, still in that page energy, the student, and not quite even in a, this is an apprentice that I see with the sons, the knights, right? And then the parents are the masters in that space of mastery. And in this case, with the feminine, the daughters, you're receiving. You're in a space to receive. So stop trying to figure anything out right now. This is not your job to calculate anything. It's not your job to make sense out of anything. It's your job just to watch and witness. And then you'll figure it out. Okay? You'll figure out what it all means and how it all makes sense to you and for your life story. When you get there, these could be people that are like, ooh, but what about that person, this person? I need to do this. You don't need to do any of that. You just watch and observe. Just because at face value, this person's business card says blah, 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 doesn't mean that they actually will deliver on it. And you know that very well. You've been down there before, right? So, Libra, all that being said, check out your moon and rising signs. Visit us, girlundermoon.com. Schedule a session of your very own. We'd be so happy to support you on your journey. Take care. Till next time. What is up, Scorpio? This is Kapualani, and I'm here with your girl and her moon, Libra full moon reading for the month of April. So, Scorpio, what messages, what insights do the cards to this full moon have to bring into your reality? Your message from the universe for this full moon. Okay, Temperance. This is a period of integration. This is a period to mind your emotions and your passions, your feelings and your passions. It's not about watering anything down or burning anything off. This is a time of alchemy. This is a time for you to take responsibility for yourself, for your truth, for your desires, your wants, your needs. Okay? This is not a time to have to rush into anything. This is a time to understand. This is a time, again, to alchemize, to integrate. You're not the same person that you used to be. You've come a long way on your journey. You've learned a few things. You've let go of a few things. Okay? This is a time to come into balance, come into harmony. Check to see, do I need to refuel my engine here? Do I need to check out, you know what I mean? See what needs tending to at this time. And it's all about what's happening from the soul and the spirit level, the inside out, the emotions and the creative energy, the passion to bring those emotions into being, or whatever, express those emotions, whatever they may be. So it's a time to recalibrate and to maybe even again understand your core process. Okay, it's time to take responsibility for the reality that you've created for yourself and the world around you, and not in a place of harshness, but always in a place of empowerment. Okay, let's see what this full moon will bringing into your awareness. Okay, forgive me for that pause. I wanted to be clear because the Son of Swords, there is an energy of asserting yourself. Okay, this is an energy of asserting yourself, but asserting yourself with a space of intention, and again, taking your time, because with the Son of Swords, it's a finesse. Remember, like, you might feel very ready and sure of yourself, but that doesn't always happen to be the case. It's kind of like a child that's so excited and so certain. I've been out in the snow before. Woohoo, I'm just going to go out and have fun in the snow. But you forgot something. You forgot your coat. Or you forgot your shoes. Your feet are going to freeze. You're going to get cold out there. And so it's something about taking that time again. Taking that time and not rushing into things. Because it's about remembering and learning from where you've just been. We don't need to be putting our foot in our mouths anymore. Okay? We can still say something and say how we feel and speak a truth, but in a way that's, I'm hearing, honorable and respectful. Okay? Because if you were on the other hand, you know what I mean? For you would just want that same sort of care and respect. And I know sometimes with Scorpion tail, you can just shh. And so learn something. You know what I mean? Stop hurting yourself and the people that you love, if that's the case. I'm not saying that you have been or you are, but we've all been there. We've all made mistakes. We've all said things that we wish we wouldn't have said, or at least maybe we wish we would have put it in a different way or said it in a better way and at a different time. And so that's what I'm getting here. Okay, and it's not about, I'm not saying you've done anything wrong, but even with your own choices for yourself, might not have anything to do with anybody else but you, and certain things that you made, the choices that you made for yourself. Okay, so let's see what you might be revisiting. Okay, so Daughter of Wands. I'm hearing like early bird catches the worm. So in the cases where maybe you pulled back and that's your regret, like maybe you didn't go rushing in, maybe you didn't go after or take action on those really brilliant, bright ideas in the past, this is saying, hey, now's the time. You are not who you used to be. You're not who you used to be. Right? So maybe you've grown, and maybe when you think about who you used to be, it's like, ooh, I've grown since then, but I'm a lot more confident. I'm a lot more aware. I love and respect myself a little bit more. And so now, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to follow my instincts. I'm going to follow my passions. I'm not going to hold back and just play the purely logical game, or kind of, if you're in your feelings of like, ooh, do I do this? You know what I mean? That kind of whole struggle. And so what you might need to revisit is lightening things up, following your passions, not being so serious or hard on yourself or those or anyone around you, right? Again, this is about integration, okay? Integration. So finding that balance with the air and the fire, where maybe it was all air that we weren't really giving the fire or even the water for that matter a chance, but this time like tempering things a little bit so that we're not just putting that fire out right away. We're letting it build. We're giving it a space of what's the word? I didn't say clarity, but I just also kind of wanted to say we're willing to check it out. We're willing to stop and smell the flowers, smell the roses, take a chance without drawing such quick conclusions before we've even given ourselves a shot. Okay? So, advice for a smooth full moon. Ask yourself what you really want, what really brings you fulfillment right now. Take a look at your life and see how blessed you are. Okay, see how blessed you are. The Nine of Cups is a card of wishes and fulfillment. So it's saying that at this point in your life, you do have a lot to be thankful for. You do have a lot to be grateful for. And it's okay to realize that, there may yet be something more that I could, something more, something fulfilling. And maybe it's something that's, again, within you. Maybe you didn't give yourself a chance to try something. Maybe this is a time for illumination on new projects, new ways of being, new ways of perceiving, new ways of going about, fulfilling yourself, in your life. Okay, so this is replenish. I'm hearing replenish. Take the time to dream and to ask yourself what dreams you may have, what hopes and dreams are calling to you or speaking to you at this time. And maybe what things did you invest yourself in that didn't exactly go the way that I wanted. So now maybe there's, it's a time for me to make space to allow new cycles in. Okay. All right. Let's see, last but not least, what type of vacation your soul's craving. Rest the mind, relax the mind. I don't know what might be stressing you out. We've got 9 and a 9 here. So there are some cycles that are asking for you to reflect, some things that are asking for you to look back. Okay, look back and really acknowledge before, closing things out and moving on for good. For some reason, I don't know why Spirit's having me put it that way. But whatever thorn is in your side, thorn is in your mind, whatever is blocking you from seeing clearly or from really accepting things either as they are or accepting that you want something different from yourself. It's something don't be afraid to acknowledge that. Don't be afraid to, I almost want to say, call something out for what it is so that you can set yourself free. Don't blind yourself to a circumstance or a situation anymore if it's something that's just not bringing you joy and happiness. Okay? So, Scorpio, hang in there, okay? Visit your moon and rising signs for extra added guidance and support. And check us out, girllettermoon.com, to schedule a session of your very own. So take care, all right? So much light and appreciation your way. Greetings, Sagittarius. This is Kapualani, and I got your Girl and Her Moon Libra full moon reading here for the month of April. Get the cards, got Spirit. Let's see what guidance this full moon has to bring, what energies are coming through. Okay. Your message from the universe, Sag. The Fool. It's funny. I should have just said it. What I was picking up on, but right as I flipped the card, was leaving the past behind, new beginnings underway. There's a reset, I feel. And, here's the thing. While the Fool is very supportive toward taking risks and I hear set yourself free. For you, Sagittarius, that horse energy, that's always going to be your thing. Independence, freedom, focusing on the brighter, lighter side of things. And, that's what this Fool energy is all about. So, I want you to embrace that. Even if it's like the world around you thinks that you're crazy, you don't really care. It's like you don't care anyway, Sag. You're like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, like, or not, whatever. You know what I mean? And so I feel like this is an opportunity for you to reconnect to your inner child and that spirit of joy again, and just sort of shrugging off like any bad vibes or misunderstandings, and just kind of keep going about your own business, living in your own happy little world. But I digress. Let's see what the cards have yet to reveal. What is being brought into your awareness this Libra full moon? The softer side. Okay, so it's like you do have feelings. Yes, of course, like Sagittarius, of course you have feelings, right? And they're very soft, sensitive feelings at times. Not always, but I think, especially where fire is concerned, speaking to a fellow fire sign here, sorry, where fire is concerned, we sometimes get caught up in the creative process and the passions. We get caught up in the actions. And it's not that we forget about feeling, but we sometimes don't realize our own vulnerable nature. We sometimes forget about our own, that our own selves need us. And so, be sensitive toward yourself, your own needs. And again, there's this inner child energy that's coming through. So it's really this connection with not just your free will and your freedom. Maybe you've been in some restrictive situations, relationships, surroundings, whatever, circumstances. It's more than just freeing yourself from that or proving to yourself that you are independent and you're going to do what you want to do when you want to do it type thing. It's not all about that, but it's about being sensitive, right, to your own self, your own needs, and not just how they say cutting off your nose to spite your face. So it's like, I'm gonna go where I want. Well, watch that ledge. Boof. You know what I mean? Like, hello. Don't be so confident without realizing your own vulnerable nature and needs. You are not invincible, okay? And I say that with a lot of love. Like that grandma, like mama, like grandparent, parent type of love where it's just like, please, be kind to, like, it's not even about just to yourself, but even if others have hurt you, just walk away. You don't need to prove anything. And I'm not saying that you are trying to or that you do, but again, I really care about you and you caring about yourself. So no matter how strong and tough you think you are, remember, you still have an inner child. You still have a heart. You still have feelings. And you may say that, but how much are you giving it that care and attention? How much are you self-loving and self-caring? This is a time for you to recognize your own needs and how you need to treat yourself, not just how you want others to treat you. You know what I mean? And so let's see what you might need to revisit. Yes, strength. Okay, fortitude, strength, confidence, in yourself, taking pride in yourself and allowing for others maybe to stumble. Like maybe it's that, maybe you care a lot about others and there's nothing you can do. Maybe it's that that's where this energy of, hey, I know you think you're so strong. I know you think that you can handle a lot. But I think you need to maybe realize when you are taking on too much and expecting too much from yourself. You don't need to do that. You don't need to stop doing that. Okay? And so this is about, again, having faith in spirit, having faith in, if just because, like I said, you might be so confident in what you're seeing. This is you right now being, oh, look at that. I see that castle. I'm going to go for it. And you might be so confident, but remember, you might not be ready. You might not have the tools. You might not have all the steps, the information. You might have a really great vision and a really great dream, and you might see it. And just because you can, right? Just because you think you can, doesn't mean that you exactly should. Gather your information. You may have a vision. You may have a feeling. You may have a knowing of something. That doesn't mean it's your place or your time to do anything about it. Okay? I'm not saying that it's not for you at all, but I'm saying take a look at where you're at. Be here now. Realize, again, your own vulnerable nature. And I'm sorry, but it's just really, spirit just keeps like, hammering that in there. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Follow your own bright light. Make this about you. Reclaim your independence. Stop worrying about what others are doing, where others are going. And it's not about, to chide you or anyone for that matter, but it's about, again, you are a sensitive being. And when you can just accept that you're sensitive and accept how you are, influenced or impacted by others, like that water, you're going to throw a rock in the water, woo, surely going to feel those waves. You may be like, well, I can handle it, blah, blah. Maybe you can get over it, and I'm fine, I'm fine. But again, you see stuff coming, get out of the way. Stop taking it. Like, don't deal with it anymore. And I mean that in the best way possible. Be the star of your own show, okay? Let your hopes, let your dreams guide you. Don't worry about focusing on anything or anyone else around you. This is a time for a reset, for you to again gather your own inner core strength and light and to follow it. Okay, so ultimately, let's see what type of energy, what type of break or vacation your soul's craving. Travel movement. You want to get out of this situation. You don't need to be standing under the hot blazing sun sweating it. Look at yourself here showing up that beautiful horse. Okay, stallion, mare, whatnot, wild thing. You are the master to your own reality. The money is in your hands. You don't need anything or anyone to tell you what it is, how it is, like it is, Set yourself free. But again, remember, do that from a space of mastery. Do that from a space of honoring yourself, your own inner child, your own vulnerability, and those core needs, okay? And it might be a little bit difficult, but you're ready for that transition. You're ready for that movement. You're ready to make those decisions where you can't make decisions, where you can't choose or control certain realities or people or situations, relationships. This is that time. And I'm not saying to just, cut loose and like live your life and run free. But in so many ways, it's kind of what the universe is saying here. Choose you. And so with love, with respect, with care. We don't need to be heartless and cruel. But all that being said, Sagittarius, check out your moon and rising signs, get some added support, insights, and visit with us, girlinnermoon.com, and see how we might be able to support you with a private personal session of your own. Okay? Take care. Greetings, Capricorn. Kapualani here. And I've got your girl in her moon, Libra full moon reading. We're in the month of April. Hope this finds you doing well, Capricorn. Got the cards here. Spirit here, as always. What's up? What's up? Okay. Something falling out already. Aren't we a little greedy? Just kidding. Seriously though, Capricorn? Come on, don't say that you didn't make that happen. Okay. I'm going to start from top to bottom. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, you're on a path right now that will result in long-term benefits. You may be feeling, actually for you, Capricorn, I feel like by nature this should be pretty comfortable. The only part that's frustrating, of course, is you are Capricorn with that goat energy. It's just like, one day here, the next day there, the next minute there, the next moment there. So pay attention to what you're doing, because it matters. This is going to be a time to really invest yourself in, I almost want to say, like, contemplating your next moves. I don't know why it came through that way. You are going to have some creative insight and instincts to guide you, so trust it. There's growth that's underway. You don't need to deviate from your plans. You don't need to deviate from your path, from the seed that you're wanting to really sow, grow, develop, see it, thrive. But just take your time. I almost feel like if this were a real garden that you were planting and that you were planning and, growing and all that stuff, I see this Daughter of Wands almost like plant food. Like, you got to nurture it somehow. You have to do a little bit of tilling, not a whole lot, okay? Because this is a daughter energy and we just got one seed here. And so we don't need to try to make things happen overnight or on full blast, but it's about the investment in the path, the investment in yourself. And also to remember, you do need to have something of a why you know, that energy of that spark and that inner child flame to give you some enjoyment, because we all need to stop and enjoy from time to time. And I said it once, I'll say it again, because I say it so often when I see the Daughter of Wands, but stopping and smelling the roses, you know, stopping and smelling the roses. You may feel like stopping and smelling roses is pointless. It's like, ugh, what a bother, who cares? But that's also going to be a telltale sign when everything is just looking the same, looking the same, looking the same after a while. That fire, that's your why. Okay, like when you're hungry and there's all these different places to eat, all these different, your body is like, listen, you can eat this, 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 and this, but I'm still not gonna want it. I'm still gonna be hungry for something else. So there's also something here, even with this pentacles being physical, body, listen to your instincts. Okay, listen to your instincts, big time, big time, big time. So I'm gonna let these be here, and then we're gonna turn the page. So messages from the universe, all that good stuff, higher self, aren't you the lucky one here? And what will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Okay, yes, take that time. Like I said, all of these different choices or possibilities, because you've been here, you've been there, and you've checked all this out, but have you gone to the center of it? Have you gone to the source, to you, to your own instincts, your own muscle memories, your own motivations and inspirations? Okay, you might think you're so sneaky, sneaky little fox, and I think of the red fox, those orangey colors and things like that, but this is black and white. So don't forget, hello, you know, you're out there bright and orange. And you think that you're hiding something? You're only hiding things from yourself, baby, okay? Stop hiding the truth from yourself is what I'm hearing. Like, don't be afraid to make an admission to yourself, because don't worry, nobody hears it but you and your higher power or whatever. And maybe, like, you know, infinitude out there. But anyway, I digress. Let's, okay, you're going to start to see what you haven't seen. You're going to start to notice what maybe you haven't noticed, because you're allowing for your instincts to guide you, and you're aware that even the best laid plans, universe will always have something to say about it. They're always going to, and whether it's, you know, a shorter plan or a longer plan, one way or another, you know, when we hold it in that space of intention, pure heart intention, it's always going to work to our benefit, okay, no matter what. All right, let's see what you might be revisiting. Gut instincts, boundaries. Okay, I want to say, be aware of the times that your mind might be playing tricks on you. You've been through a lot in your life, and you've grown, and you've grown a really tough exterior. There's nothing bad coming up or after that. It's just, again, a reminder. Not everything is as it seems. So things, you know, certain situations, new beginnings, opportunities, they may look a certain way from afar. That's why you're on this journey, because it's going to give you that time to get caught up. It's going to allow the time for the right people, the right places, the right situations and experiences to manifest, to develop, to meet you on your path. Okay, so on the revisitation with the Mother of Cups, I feel like this is saying be open to receiving. Don't chase after anything. Don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Just vibe on your core intentions. Listen to your gut instincts. Take this time to be with your emotional body awareness, your intuitive, empathic awareness, and where you might be feeling blocked or like, I see things and I have an idea of what it is, and I'm just going to allow for the right experiences to come to me. And things that are not for me, I'm just going to clear the way, clear the energy, keep things clear, keep things tidy, keep things ready for the right circumstances to arrive, for the right situations, the right opportunities. You've learned your lesson about charging forth and being so confident about this, that, or the other thing before things were ready. Okay, you've already learned. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Okay, Hangman. Yes. All of this is about pause. All of this is about taking a look at things from a long-term perspective, slowing down, allowing for those gut instincts to settle so that you can really understand and feel your feelings rather than being all entangled in them. And you see that, you get that. You totally get it. There is something I feel, Capricorn, where it's like, I don't know if you, it's almost like I feel you see things from a certain perspective, and I don't know if you have suspicions, or if it's, again, because what you want might be further away from your current reality than where you are at here and now. But there's something about not pushing, not forcing, letting things develop, letting things come to you, and taking action only when the timing is right, and you will know when that is. There's things going on behind the scenes that you have no idea what's going on. That's very, very clear, and it's not for you to know what's going on. Okay, don't worry. It's, if you hold, again, that space that it's all working out to your benefit, then it will all work out to your benefit. And I'm not saying that simply from a place of like glazing things over, but it's also giving you that space to really trust the work that you've done, trust your process, trust your own experience, and to make those healthy shifts and transformations that you are ready to make. Okay, so let's get some advice, some guidance on, what your soul might be craving as vacation, downtime. Yeah, the Lovers. You're ready to move on. You're ready to leave the past in the past and to awaken to new beginnings, the next levels. I feel like you've been in the shadows long enough. You've been on the sidelines long enough. And like, this is your time to just rise, to shine, to follow the sun, follow the light, stop hiding in the dark and doing the dirty work. I don't know why, but that's part of what I'm hearing. If you've been especially a strong support for others, but you haven't been a strong support for yourself, this is that time to choose you. You might not be able to do it outwardly, and maybe you think you have to be sneaky about it, or maybe you think that you have to keep those moments to yourself, but no, you shouldn't. Whatever you may feel a need to be sneaky about or hiding, it's not necessary. And if it is, then maybe it's about recognizing what's no longer serving you and what's not healthy for you, so that you can make those adjustments and those choices to set yourself free in the right way, to take the next step to choosing yourself, choosing happiness, choosing healthiness, choosing self-care and self-love in that way that you are ready to receive and deserving of at this point. Okay, but this is all saying, like, you don't have to wait for anything to show up. You don't have to push anything into being necessarily either. It's just about choosing yourself and really going inward and saying, what do I really want for myself? What do I need for myself? And what's calling me into action next? And again, it's not about pushing any of it, but it's almost like just preparing and readying yourself and opening up to that space of progress, opening up to that space of those next level steps, making themselves available to you. Okay, so Capricorn, check out your moon and rising signs, get some added support, guidance, and insight around this Libra full moon. Visit withusgirlundermoon.com to schedule a session of your own. Take care. Till next time. Okay, Aquarius. This is Kapualani. I've got your girl and her moon, Libra full moon reading here for the month of April. Aquarius, let's see what messages, what insights, what energies this full moon will be catalyzing and bringing into being for you this month. Okay, some resistance. Your message from the universe. I know I said some resistance, And I don't know why I'm laughing because, I guess with Father of Pentacles, I think of the earth signs and just that. So, I know Aquarians can be very stubborn, and that's not a bad thing because sometimes you need that, right? And then I think with that, with this earth energy, Father of Pentacles, so it's taking care of business, taking yourself seriously. You may, I mean, I don't know that you are. Maybe there is some resistance to grounding. Because, I feel like with the air energy, right? You can so easily stay in that space of thought and stay in the space of ideas and stay in that space of being in the mental, being in your head. And now Spirit is saying, it's time to make it real. It's time to bring those bright ideas into a space of reality, into a space of manifestation physically. Okay. So think about where you're at and get sort of like a layout of the land, is what I'm hearing. In terms of just what you're ready to bring into being, what you're ready to push forth, manifest, co-create at this point. This is a time to take yourself seriously and to focus on your money, focus on your career building, career prospects, and or just anything to where I'm hearing like building a future, building things up. It's not necessarily building a future, but building things up. I almost get this feeling like you have an opportunity perhaps to even, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like get things going, get things started, get things moving from the ground up. You have an opportunity to take charge of your life in a very realistic, hands-on sort of way. So don't be afraid to own that power. And maybe that's part of that, resistance or whatnot that I was hearing earlier. So let's see what will be brought into your awareness this Libra full moon. Patience, persistence. Okay, I almost get it's. I almost would want to say like sorting out a budget, realizing and figuring out where you might be, maybe not losing money, but where you could tighten things up, where you could. Excuse me, they're having me shift the gears into something else here. I don't know if you've got like some kind of goal or idea, and maybe this is something you've already been contemplating, and it's like time for, I don't know why, time to reevaluate and change directions. Time to shift your efforts from building, not necessarily to repairing, but to longevity. If where you're at you feel good and confident about it, this is time, when things slow down, it's our opportunity to look back, it's our opportunity to refine and to recalibrate. And so that's what this is about. You are in a space to make money, to continue to make money, and there's something, this is a time that the universe is giving you to slow down and tie up the loose ends so that you can keep hitting those goals, so that you don't have to keep going back and back and back, and or maybe having potential losses. I don't know why I'm coming like to that, with rather Spirit's having me say that right now. But it's like when, the more pentacles that collect on this web, the more weight that it puts, and the more, loose ends that we have, the more likely it is to what? Collapse, right? And so it's taking time to really like hone and reestablish not necessarily just your foundations, but your relationships and the ties to your money. So whether it's you just swiping that card, whenever you feel like grabbing snacks or whatever, just those extra $2, $5, $10 things that you weren't thinking about or what, but I feel that it deals with future potential like career business growth. Okay, so let's see what you may be revisiting. The bigger picture, your bigger plans, the bigger picture. You're ready for expansion, and this is something that I feel like you've been working toward. And it might be hard. Maybe the resistance that I was also feeling is like, when we think we need to be a certain place, or when we hit certain goals so easily that we push ourselves to keep going, when really we should stop and again recalibrate. We should stop and let things catch up, let ourselves catch up, so that we can come back even stronger. Right? So look at the bigger picture. Take a step back. Don't get so hyper focused on organizing this or putting together that, or, getting this client or making sure that happens. Be mindful of the wealth and the foundation that you already have established and built, take this time to refine, repair, and review what needs to be refined, repaired, and reviewed, because you have grown. You are in a space where you have the time and the ability to like really just look at the bigger picture and take that time to remove your attention and your focus from being so hyper focused into one area or another, you know. So this is that time to really expand, to grow, to revisit the dreams and the goals that you had set for yourself, so that you can really see how far you've come, because you have come a very long way, Aquarius, okay? Give yourself that credit. Advice for a smooth full moon. 7 of Wands. Don't get distracted with new things, new projects, new ideas, new gimmicks, new whatever. Don't. I know it can be so tempting when you got a spark and like, ooh, what's this? What's that? A lot of curiosity in the mind, but we got to keep it strong and focused. We want to keep that fire lit, that fire going. So we don't want you, giving up on anything, of course, but it's about, remembering right now, with the independence that you've established for yourself, it's not necessary for you to take on any additional help or challenges. Help, yes, where it's needed, where it resonates, where it makes sense. But for now, the ideas that you have, the future that you want for yourself, you're pretty well established. So don't bother sharing your stuff with anybody else right now. That's fuel for you, for your own future potential. Okay, and it's not about being greedy, but it's about being smart and understanding there are competitive forces and people around you, even if they're not even at your job, people that just want your time and energy, and it takes your time, energy, and focus away from what you need to be doing. Okay, all right, what sort of break, vacation, that sort of thing you're so craving this full moon? Yeah, get out of your mind, get out of competition mode. Okay, I know I said there's competitive forces. But we don't need to be suspicious. We don't need to be cutting. Or how shall I put this? We don't need to be shady, I guess, or walk around like, ooh, like a chip on your shoulder. We don't need that, okay? I feel like with this 5 of Swords, it's just a nod again to when you look back, you look at the bigger picture, it will help you to soften. Okay, soften any competitive feelings within yourself, or a need to be better, or a need, you don't need to hide anything, okay? But it's about self-containment. And I feel like you do that very, very well, Aquarius. You're very good about that. Soften, okay? Soften. Just because there are people who may want your time and energy and they don't align with your goals, it doesn't mean we have to tell them, no, because you're a waste of my time. And I'm not saying you would say that, but it's kind of like soften is what I'm hearing. Soften, and remember, it's not what you do, but how you do it. Not what you say, but how you say it. So for yourself, you might just need to turn the noise off. You might just need time to be quiet and get away for a little bit and clear the air in your own brain and in your own surroundings, and not have to deal with, outside chatter or opinions. That's really the crux of it. Okay, Aquarius. So I send you the very, very best and brightest. Check out your moon and rising signs for some added guidance and insight, support. And of course, visit withusgirlonourmoon.com for any other additional support guidance to book a private personal session of your own. Okay, so take care. Hello, Pisces. I am Kapualani, as you know, and I've got your Libra full moon reading here, your girl and her moon reading for the full moon this month of April. Let us see what messages, what guidance, what insights are coming through. Okay, your message from the universe, Pisces. Nice. Okay. Slow and easy. Slow and easy. What you want is underway. It's coming to you. So take a breather. You deserve it. I feel like something feels like finally your mind can relax and be at ease. I mean, we have yet to see what the other cards say. And I certainly hope that this feels good for you, Pisces, because I do like this Six of Swords for you. You know, it gives a feeling of tranquility, it gives a feeling of flow and movement, which I feel for you, it's nice because it's like a nice, it's circulation, you know, it's things that are circulating and it's a nice flow. And I just think of you with the mutable water, and you can be still or you can move things all your own. And so I feel like it's nice that we've got this rainbow here signaling, you know, transitions going from one side of thing to the other and things being underway. So there's definitely some things in motion right now. Okay, there's definitely like some energies that have already been catalyzed that are guiding you, directing you to the next phase of things. Okay, so let's see what this full moon is going to be bringing to your awareness. I'm hearing play, curiosity, adventure, the spice of life sort of returning in a space to really express yourself and to be curious. You may feel like a lot of vigor is what I'm hearing, a desire to get up and to get out. Movement is finally kicking in. It's almost like whatever has been recently sort of activated, as well as like close out, whatever you are moving on from, whatever is in transition, it's with the benefit or for your own benefit. Like it's with the benefit of re-inspiring you, reigniting, or rather at least taking whatever spark you had. Like if you felt like, oh man, I'm fading, whatnot, like, oh, I don't know, something I feel happened recently sort of catalyze it, give you a bit of a boost, give you a bit of, you know, spark that fire and give you that motivation and that drive again to keep going, you know. And I really love that for you, Pisces. So let's see what's on the table for revisitation this full moon. Oh, I love it, rebirth. Like I said, it feels like maybe, you know, like maybe your spark or your zest was starting to fizzle a little bit, but something's coming through. This energy, you know, is activating to really give you hope for rebirth, renewal, second chances, you know. And you might still feel like you are battling, because I'm getting drawn to the shadow area. You might still feel like you're battling some of that darkness, like you're still clearing from the darkness on your way to, you know, like focusing on that light, staying trusting of your path and of your journey, of your guides and whatnot. I get that. Ooh, it's funny. They're like, just be mindful and present to your prayers. Okay. It's saying look back if you have been given a second chance. You know, notice where it is a second chance. Notice where maybe you had second chances before that you didn't take advantage of, or rebirths, you know, the rebirths that you've had in your life, and see how you've changed. See that you do have opportunity. Things are already sort of set into motion, so take advantage of it is the thing. Because sometimes when we have second chances or when we have opportunities for a do-over, we don't necessarily know what to do with them. We don't see them right away. And it's not about taking, like, sometimes we do take it for granted. And so spirit's wanting to like say, you know, before you rush off and into that sunset, realize that there's a sunrise actually happening for you. Something along those lines, you know. So it's like enjoy yourself, but also do your due diligence of being inquisitive and knowing that you can take, you don't have to be so serious, but you can take yourself seriously. You can take your future seriously. You can take, you know, those next steps where you're going. You can have fun. You're encouraged to have fun. You're encouraged to explore. You're encouraged to really step out, you know. And with how far you've come in at this point in your life, I almost want to say again, spirits, like really, really be present, and in like, I'm being drawn to this serpent with its tongue sticking out, where it's like tasting the air, and you know what I mean? It's almost like with whatever reignitions or second chances or whatever the case may be, where you're feeling your strength coming back, you're feeling that zest for life coming back again, or whatever it is. Take advantage of it and honor it. Okay, look at that advice for a smooth full moon. The Lovers, let yourself follow your joys. Trust that the power is in your hands. Okay, you are not alone, and you won't be alone. You are surrounded by angels, ancestors, and I feel here, like, even when you are taking those steps on your own, it's like being your own best friend. Okay, and this can actually be a signal for relationships to be renewed and to move to the next level. It does not have to be romantic relationships, but it can be, you know, those relationships where maybe you felt like you've lost touch or you've lost a bit of that connection. And again, there might have been something that just gave you a bit of strength, a bit of confirmation, or that boost that, oh, okay, there's still a future, things can still get better, there's still a chance for there to be more. Okay, and it's not just like I said, okay, yeah, there's more. No, we want to take that to the next level. We want to really commit to that second chance, not just kind of go through the motions and the experience and hope that another second chance comes by when that cycle stops. You know, we really want to make use of it because we've changed. Okay, we've changed. So let's see what kind of vacation or break your soul is craving. Yeah. Oh, these rainbows. I love it. Past, present, and future. You're ready to really leave the past behind, but with an awareness, with a more mindful spirit and soul. Enjoying the ride. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Allow for spirit, your soul, to guide you in this case. Trust that the next steps that you are being called and guided to take, and that your expressions, the things that you are wanting, they are leading you in an accurate direction. Okay, even if right now it may seem like the answers are just barely at your fingertips. The possibilities, the realities are just barely at your fingertips. But that's also like a reason to celebrate, because I almost see this as you being in a plane and or on a train, and you know, it's like, enjoy the ride, enjoy the flight, enjoy the journey, and allow for the beautiful future that you see for yourself, that you're wanting for yourself. Allow for that destination to meet you, and know that you're on your way. You're definitely on your way to that new beginning, to those new beginnings and all those possibilities. You know, like, don't forget where you've come from. Don't forget the hardship, the struggle, and the moments where you have risen above. You've risen above and you have put the past behind you so many dang times. No more rising through the darkness and into the light. We're in the light, and now we get to live in high def or whatever it is. You know, we get to live, we get to be real people this time. We get to have real experience and real connection and real fun, and no more just trials and stuff. And like, you're constantly having to be that dove on the rise. And no, I'm ready to shine and to live life in full color picture. Okay, so Pisces, please check out your moon and rising signs for some extra guidance, added insights, whatnot. And check us out, girlandhermoon.com, for any other support, guidance, that sort of thing, a private session of your own, that we can be there for you. So take care. Till next time.